Anatomy. Anatomy is the study of the body, usually the human body. It's a branch, or it's a subject which doctors must study in order to become doctors. Ancient. Ancient means very old. Ancient civilizations. The Indus Valley Civilization and the Sumerian Civilization, and so forth. Androgynous. Androgynous means having the characteristics both of males and females. Well, this is unusual in a physical, anatomical sense, but in a way, young people's clothing has become more and more androgynous. That is, boys and girls dress in very similar ways. Androgynous. Animosity, hostility, strong dislike. He felt an animosity against me, I don't know why. Annihilate is a verb which means to destroy completely, so much that nothing is left. To annihilate a city, to annihilate a civilization, destroy. Anniversary literally is an annual celebration, like of a birthday or of a wedding. They celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. Annoy. Annoy is to irritate. He annoyed me when he said something. He irritated me. Page 2, anonymous. Anonymous means without name, literally. The anonymous author of that book or the author of that book was anonymous. That is, had no name. X. Who is the author of that book? X. Antagonist. Antagonist, the word is used mostly in literature, the study of literature. The antagonist is the person who is at the center of the action and makes the action happen. But antagonistic means attacking, hostile, aggressive, belligerent, which is probably here too. Yep. In fact, twice. It's okay. Antagonistic means hostile in that way. The antagonist is the person who is, let's say, the bad guy. To antagonize is to irritate, to annoy, but it's more. My child antagonized me by nagging me for money or permission to do something. Antecedent, good word. Our antecedents are basically our ancestors. However, I used the word antecedent in grammar only yesterday with Dr. Shin by saying that all pronouns must have antecedents. That is, if I say, it is beautiful, you don't know who it is, to whom it refers, unless you know the antecedent. But if I say, but if you know that it refers to my piano, then the antecedent to it is the piano. Okay. Anthropology is the study of man. Now, it has become much more than that, or much less than that in a way. Anthropologists excavate cities and discover especially old cultures. This is cultural anthropology. But really it should be just the study of man. Anticipate is to expect, look forward to something. The weatherman anticipates rain today. He expects rain today. Antidote is the usually drug taken to fight against some bad bacteria or some bad germs in the body. Antipathy, very similar to animosity. He felt an antipathy for something. Let's see if aversion, there's aversion. Yep. Antipathy is very similar to aversion. That is almost hatred, strong dislike. Antique, we had ancient before. Let's use it as a noun. Goldong Pum. I know that because I like antiques. Antiques, you have it. Old objects, usually that have value. Antithesis. The antithesis of something is the opposite of something. The antithesis of cold is hot. Usually antithesis has a more serious meaning, though, than cold and hot. He was the antithesis of kindness. Apartheid. Apartheid is a South African word which became famous in the struggle for civil rights in South Africa. Apartheid was the government policy of keeping the races separate, no contact, or minimal contact. Apathetic and apathy, treat them together. Apathy is indifference. If I feel apathy if many people feel apathy or feel apathetic about the presidential election, they are bored by it and don't care anymore. Who wins, Gore or Bush? Apathy, public apathy. Apex is the peak, the summit, the top, usually of a mountain or of a curve even, in math maybe. An apologist of something or for something is a person who defends it. He was an apologist for apartheid 30 years ago, meaning he defended it. He wrote about it and spoke about it. An apologist. Apparatus is a structure that supports something, especially a structure. A building, no. Something on a smaller scale, maybe a model. I don't know. An apparatus is a structure that is put together. Difficult. Skip it. Appease is a verb which means to placate, probably here, to calm, to soothe someone. He was angry, but we appeased him by telling him that he would get his money back or something. Appointment, easy meaning. The government appointed someone to investigate some question. The government's appointment was disapproved of. Appointment in a more ancient meaning has to do with the arrangement of furniture and the furniture itself in a room or in a house. The elegance of it, I think. I'm not sure of that. I haven't heard it for a long time. To appraise is to evaluate. They appraised my performance positively or negatively, to evaluate. Approbation. Approbation is approval. We won their approbation. They approved of what we had done. Approval, approbation, same. Noun. Approve, to approve is to praise, basically, not quite as strong as praise, but to offer praise for. Approximate and approximate, same spelling, adjective and verb. The adjective is much more important. An approximate definition of something is close, not exact, close. Usually the adverb is used, approximately. Seoul is approximately 250 kilometers north of Daegu. Approximately. About. Good word. Aptitude. SSAT. The A in SSAT means aptitude. Aptitude is almost talent. Talent for something. Ability to do something. He has an aptitude for stealing or lying or maybe English or something. An arbitrator is a person who intervenes between two people who are arguing. The arbitrator helps them to make a decision in favor of one or the other, to end the the hostility. Arch rival, I think, is misspelled here. Arch rival is let's say the arch rival of the Samsung Lions is Hyundai or something. The rival that Samsung most hates or wants to beat. Arctic means very cold, like the Arctic Circle up at the North Pole. Arena, an interesting word, the roots of which mean sand. An arena is an area in which people fight, especially boxing arena, wrestling arena. Aristocracy is the ruling class of a society by heredity. That's important. The aristocracy holds inherited positions. Arson is a crime, the crime of setting fires to hurt people or to destroy property. Artificial, adjective, not genuine, not real. Artificial turf, artificial or synthetic materials are not natural. Askew is off balance. The boy ran by the sign and knocked it askew so that it was no longer standing up straight, but askew. Assign, to assign, is to name. To assign a person to a position is to name that person. Assign a task to students is to give them homework. Assigned, strange, same. To assuage is very similar to appease. To assuage is to calm, to soothe. The beautiful music assuaged me or assuaged my nerves, calmed me. To assume, many meanings, but I'm going to use assume like presume. I assumed when he arrived looking exhausted, I assumed that he had not slept. I assumed. I took for granted, as we say. I inferred. Astute, we had before, like adroit, quick, sharp, intelligent. Asylum is a place of protection for a fugitive. It could be a fugitive from the law, or a political refugee, or like that, a place of protection. To atone, usually for something. Religious meaning, especially in Christianity. But to atone for something is to make up for, to expiate. Wonder if that's here. Is expiate here, Dr. Shin? That's rough. No, good. To atone, if I want to atone for my sins, and I urge you guys, when you try to get into Western culture, this concept of sin, which Dr. Shin and I will talk about sometime, it seems to me is a huge difference between East and West. In any case, to atone for a sin is to try to make up for it.